don't think so, Shane. Matt didn't raise his voice or move from his spot in the doorway. Train. Shane scuffed his boots and eyed Nate, his shoulders straightening when Nate nodded. Yes, sir, Shane said quietly. Jory gave him a sympathetic smile. Nate always backed up Matt, but Matty seemed to need that, so it was okay. Tension spiraled through the room. Jory cleared his throat. Sometimes, even though they were tough soldiers, so much emotion clogged the room he couldn't breathe. Matt was fierce in his obsession to keep his brothers alive, while Nate was constant in his worry for everyone's safety. And Shane? If Shane wasn't exhausted, Shane was pissed. So much anger in him sometimes. Emotion hurt, and Jory shoved it down deep and did what he did best. It was his job to get rid of the hard looks on his brothers' faces. Tomorrow is my birthday. Shane grinned, while Matt and Nate exchanged glances. Nate tilted his head. We don't know when we were born, Jory. I know. Jory pointed to the computer he'd torn apart. But I did some research earlier, and I found our birth dates. Matt frowned. You found records? No, astrology, Jory said, facing his brothers. A grin split Nate's face, and Shane snorted. Oh, yeah, he got them to smile. Jory rocked back on his heels. Matty is a Scorpio, Nate a Capricorn, and Shane an Aquarius. Sure, he was probably wrong, but this was fun. Plus, he really had done some research, and the signs fit his brothers. And you? Matt asked softly. I was born on August 8th. 8-8, Jory smiled. I'm a Leo. Shane coughed. Why do you get to be the lion? Jory sobered. Because even the smallest lion can have a big roar. Understanding filled Matt's eyes as his chin dropped. You're going to grow, little brother. Your feet are huge. Yeah, and he usually tripped over them. Maybe. But until then, I want to have a birthday party. Nate blanched. We have training all day tomorrow. Yep, they sure did. Jory had memorized the schedule weeks ago, which was easy because his brain took pictures of everything he saw, but he forced a frown. Shoot. Well, you could just give me a present. Shane bit back a smile. Nice. What do you want? Heat slid down Jory's throat to land in his stomach. So far, he hadn't been able to get his brothers to agree to what he wanted. Since it's my 8-8 birthday, my golden birthday, it's important. Really important. Nate sighed and eyed the clock ticking on the wall. What do you want, Jory? A last name, he whispered. Matt blew out air. I told you we'd pick a name when we got out of here. Come on, Matty. Jory yanked his hands from his pockets. You're probably 12 or so. Don't you want a last name we can all share? He looked down at his feet, and his eyes stung. His brothers never cried, and neither would he. Just in case the commander sends me away. I want us all to have the same name, just so I know what it is so I can find you guys. His hand shook again, but this time he didn't care. Plus, if he died, he wanted the right name on the grave marker. He didn't even care if he got a cross or not, like the soldiers did in the cemetery outside of the nation's capital. He'd seen pictures once. Jesus, Matt muttered. Listen to me, damn it. The commander is not going to send you anywhere. I promise. Jory looked up, and Matt's face wavered through tears he wasn't strong enough to get rid of. Matt was the strongest boy Jory had ever met. Nate was the best fighter, and Shane was brilliant. But they were just kids, and the commander was a grown-up. I know, Matty, but I really want a last name. Shane bit his lip. I do too. Silence ticked around the room. Nate lifted his shooting shoulder. I kinda do too. Matt looked at each one of them in turn, his eyes darkening.